Yarok the Desecrated, lands matter, versus Isperia, Supreme Judge. That's a really good hand, and if our opponent decides to get off to a flying start with a Sol Ring or something, we can Rec Sage that. Yeah, we could get an Ancient Tomb off of the crop rotation and go for that, so let's just... We'll throw out a fetch first, probably go for a tap land, but we'll see if our opponent does get off to that lightning fast start. I wanted to build Yarok the Desecrated lands matter for multiplayer, but I've got this romantic idea of playing the prime time out with Yarok in play, and then going for Field of the Dead and getting a bunch of zombie triggers. Yarok the Desecrated doubles up our permanence triggers, that trigger off a permanent entering. It's a Death Touch lifelink 3/5 for 5 mana in Sultai. A Halimar Depths comes down for our opponent first of all, so they have reorganised the top 3 cards of the library. We will go in for Breeding Pool and get on with our turn. Okay, Oracle of Muldiah, how about we go for that Explore, that will draw us a card, and we can play the Marsh Flats out of our hand. And a Tech Edge as well. Let's just go for another tapped Shockland. Most likely, won't go for the crop rotation. Isperia, Supreme Judge, is 6 mana in Azorius for a flying 6/4 Sphinx. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may draw a card. Hopeful Eidolon comes down, that's a 1/1 lifelink. That has not enchanted a creature. And then going for Aqueous Form on that. It can't be blocked, and when it attacks, scry 1. So that's effectively a little bit of life gain and a scry every single turn. We'll just get down our Watery Grave here, not going to do anything in response to that. I think we're just going in for Oracle of Muldiah, and we will see how much luck we have with lands on top of our library. Well, I don't tend to have the best luck with Oracle of Muldiah, but there's a land on top, so that's good. And do we want to search for something with the Green Sun Zenith? I think I'd quite like to have that in hand. In fact, if we get into enough lands, we could go for the prime time off of that, couldn't we? Yeah, so let's just pass the turn here. Coming in at us with the Hopeful Eidolon. So they will get that scry, and we can't block here, so we're just going to get drained for 1. And then holding up Counter Magic, maybe? We'll play this down. Exploration I don't care too much about, so... Well, we're going to shuffle with Green Sun Zenith anyway, aren't we? Let's just go for Yarok and see if it gets countered. No, that does come straight down, that's good. Yeah, so next turn, we can go for Green Sun Zenith straight away. If we get an Ancient Tomb out with crop rotation, let's just shuffle our library and see if we can put a land on top. No, we just get into the 3 visits, so in that case, let's swing in at our opponent with the Oracle. And then we will probably do a crop rotation, get rid of the Tectonic Edge, and that will leave us with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, which is enough to Green Sun Zenith for a Primeval Titan. Imprisoned in the Moon. We can Beast Within the Imprisoned in the Moon, so not too worried about that. That does take us off the Primeval Titan play next turn, though. Oh, no, it doesn't necessarily, does it? We could go for the prime time anyway, because it also triggers on us swinging in, so the next turn we can blow up the Imprisoned in the Moon, bring our Yarok back into play, and then swing in with Primeval Titan. So I think we're still okay here. Swinging in again for the Scry and Lifelink. Okay, that's good. There's another land off the top. We don't need to wait on landfall triggers, so let's just get that out now. Tooth and Nail. Yeah, that's pretty good to draw into. Yeah, let's leave Tooth and Nail on top. Oh no, we won't leave Tooth and Nail on top at all, will we? Because the Green Sun Zenith will shuffle our library, so in that case we might as well go for the 3 visits here. And there's a Harrow. We don't care about Harrow. So we need to crack this for mana. We'll get another shuffle, see if we can get a land on top this way. And there's one, that's an Urborg, we'll play that out. And now we just need to hope that our opponent doesn't have Swords to Plowshares, because I would very much like to play Prime Time with Yarok in play. It's pretty much the reason I built this deck. Oh, and look at that. Field of the Dead has ended up on top of the library. We're going to put that straight into play anyway. Field of the Dead and Cabal Coffers, seeing as how we have the Urborg. And Field of the Dead will trigger twice from 2 lands entering. It would have triggered 4 times if Yarok was left in play. Now we could do with a Tatyova as well, I think. Swing in with the Oracle of Muldiah. We'll hold up the crop rotation. Doubt we're going to use it, but we'll hold it up anyway. A Bident of Thassa. Yeah, they will draw a card off of the Hopeful Eidolon. And they'll get to scry something onto the top or bottom before they draw, so they have a little bit of card filtering. Alright, making it through to our next turn with Primeval Titan intact, apparently. Now, Yarok is going to be untapped. It will have Summoning Sickness, but I don't think we need to worry all that much about that. We get 12 mana off of Cabal Coffers, and we'll get a single green Beast Within on the Imprisoned in the Moon. This will bring Yarok back. Oh, we could have gone for Reclamation Sage, actually, couldn't we? Yeah, not to worry. Let's play a land off the top. We get a couple of Field of the Dead triggers. And do they have spot removal? Well, we get to live the dream a little bit at least. I was hoping to get some more fetches into play and get a crazy token army going. Yeah, not to worry. At least we get more Field of the Dead triggers. We'll go for another land, and that will trigger Field of the Dead a few times. There's Vesuva on top, so our opponent might have done us a favour there. Vesuva can come down as a copy of Field of the Dead, and we'll get even more zombies. Yeah, so that was pretty much the reason I built the deck, is because I really wanted to go for Field of the Dead shenanigans, hence the reason Vesuva and Primeval Titan are in here. But we can't go for Prime Time unless we're playing 1 versus 1. There's that Green Sun Zenith on top again. Can we blow up this? It's not indestructible, is it? Yeah, we might as well go for that. And then we'll draw into that Green Sun Zenith as well, I think, with the Waterlogged Grove. That will trigger twice. We'll go for the Bident of Thassa. And we'll go after the Eidolon itself as well. That way we get a nice 3 for 1. We'll get rid of the Aura and the creature and the Bident here. And this has obviously been a more casual player, so doesn't really count as a victory, but it is good that it shows off what I'm trying to do with this deck. Let's pay 1 and sacrifice this to draw a card. And our opponent scoops to that. They know that we've got the Green Sun Zenith and that we're searching for something there. Don't actually know what I was going for there, to be honest. Could have gone for Ramunap, and then we would have gotten some card draw going with the Waterlogged Grove a couple of times every turn. But apart from that, we were just looking to get through to our next turn and turn all these zombies sideways. Thanks to Yarok being in play and us having a couple of Field of the Deads, we were actually looking to get 4 zombies per landfall trigger, and we could have potentially gotten maybe 4-6 land drops a turn, thanks to the fetch lands and multiple lands played a turn. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do with this deck. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.